When you put down the booze, the adventure of life begins. Hello, gals, and welcome to Sober Living Snippets. I'm Becca Jacobson, and I have a snippet for you. If you're new here in Snippet Land, I want to give you a warm, fuzzy welcome. You have found your way home, and I am so glad that you're here. Whether you're just starting on your alcohol-free journey, whether you're not even sure if you have a problem, or whether you've been struggling and suffering for a long time, you'll find what you need here among the over 400 snippets available to you. Today, gals, I want to talk about the adventure of life. And if you're thinking, what adventure, Becca? Life is drudgery. Life is difficult. Life sucks. Then we really do need to talk. We need to talk about this. First, though, I want to start by telling you a story. It's story time, gals. This is a very old story. I'm sure you've heard it before. And it comes from the Bible, as a matter of fact. This is from Matthew, book 25, verses 14 to 30, and it's called The Parable of the Talents. The Parable of the Talents. Now, just to give you a bit of background, I am not a Bible person. I went to Sunday school when I was a kid. My mom sent us on Sundays, I think mainly because she needed a babysitter, which was fine. She was a single mother, and it was somewhere she could send us. And of course, it didn't do us any harm to go to Sunday school in a Christian church. And so I learned some stuff there, but I'm not a practicing Christian as an adult. I have a spiritual path, most definitely, and a meditation practice. But I have spent time studying the great Gospels of the world, and that includes the Bhagavad Gita from the East and the Christian Bible from the West. There's a lot I haven't studied, so I do not claim to be an expert, but I was interested in these two approaches to human life. And so I decided to study those two important Bibles, one being the Hindu Bible, the other the Christian Bible. Anyway, today I just want to share with you, remind you, I'm sure you've heard this, the parable of the talents. This comes in Matthew, and it's this story that got me thinking about the adventure of life. I promise I'll bring this together for you. So the parable of the talents. This is actually, I'm getting this directly from Wikipedia. So there it is, gals. Here's what Wikipedia says so that we get the story straight. As I say, I'm no expert on the Bible. Here it is. The parable of the talents in Matthew 25, 14 to 30 tells of a master who was leaving his house to travel, and before leaving, entrusted his property to his servants. According to the abilities of each man, one servant received 5 talents, the second had received 2, and the third received only 1. The property entrusted to the 3 servants was worth 8 talents, where a talent was a significant amount of money. Upon returning home after a long absence, the master asked his 3 servants for an account of the talents he entrusted them. The first and second servants explained that they each put their talents to work and had doubled the value of the property with which they had been entrusted, and each servant was rewarded. The third servant, however, had merely hidden his talent out of fear, burying it in the ground, and was punished and kicked out by his master. Okay, what does this have to do with the adventure of life? Gals, regardless of your religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs, I just love this story because it reminded me of the preciousness of life. This has nothing to do with religion. It has to do with us being human and having been given a life. It doesn't matter what our beliefs are. You have a body and you have a life, and you've been given it to do with what you will. Here, Becca, here's a body and about 80 years of living. Go ahead and see what are you going to do with this, Becca? What are you going to do with this physical body I gave you, which, by the way, is miraculous? What are you going to do with the heart that comes with it that allows you to go beyond your body and into the realm of emotional love and emotions? What are you going to do with the mind that I gave you, Becca? The mind that can think way beyond the physical body, the mind that is so powerful that if you focus and concentrate enough, you can do anything with it. Becca, what are you going to do with all of that and in approximately 80 years that you have on this planet? And until I was 52, I ran and ran and ran and ran away from all of it. I was afraid of it. I didn't know what to do with it. Guess what I did? I buried it in the ground. Oh my God. Well, all I can say is that I'm very, very grateful that I was not punished or kicked out by any master. When I woke up at the age of 52, only to realize that I was wasting my life and that life could be an adventure. And I'm going to talk more about the adventure in a moment, gals. But when that suddenly hit me and I realized it, and not only that, but I realized that I could learn to live alcohol-free. No, I was not punished and kicked out by any master. Luckily, that part never happened. But what did happen was I realized, hey, wait a minute. There is so much possibility included in this life I've been given. I may not have 80 years left. Remember, I was 52 when this happened. I'm 59 now. But I made a decision. And by the way, I didn't make this decision in the first day of sobriety. I would say that this all started coming to me after about a year of sobriety. So it was an evolution. It was not an overnight thing, okay? You all know, if you've been listening to the snippets for any length of time, that I hit a horrible bottom in 2018 and almost lost my career and blah, 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 right? So I hit this horrible, horrible bottom, went into an 8-day blackout, came out of that and was more or less forced into sobriety, kicking and screaming. So none of this happened then. This all started coming about after I had about a year's sobriety. So I just want to be clear on that. It's not like I am saying to you, put down the bottle and tomorrow your adventure will begin, because we have to learn how to live alcohol-free. And that takes a while, okay? So if you're brand new and on your sober living journey, don't expect the adventure to feel all that exciting just yet. But I'm here today to tell you that it will be and can be if you just stick with it. So let me get back on track. So when I realized, hey, wait a minute, I've been wasting my talents. I've been wasting this body, in fact, damaging it. I've been wasting my mind because I didn't do just alcohol. I did drugs as well. I was trying to check out. All I wanted to do was numb, which means I wasn't present and I was definitely not using the talents I was given. Now, I want to stop here and point out, during those 30 odd years of drinking, because it would be from around age 20 to 50, right? So just over 30 years. I went to university. I got a few degrees. I ended up a college professor. I did stuff, gals. So I'm not talking about that. That is not what I'm talking about. We can still do stuff and still be wasting our talents. If we've got a career, we've got a profession, we've got our lives, we've got our families, we've got our grandchildren, but we're still checking out, we're still numbing, we're wasting our talents. We are not living this life that we were given. So I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the accomplishments of life. This is deeper than that, way deeper. And it's not religious, it's just there. So let me carry on. And now that I know, after 7 years of sobriety, 4 of them helping you, spent the last 4 years putting myself out there into the world, been doing the podcast since 2023. The more I do this and the more I grow in my sober living journey, because this is a journey, an adventure, the more I realize how much is possible with this mind and soul that I've been given, with this heart, with this consciousness that I've been given. I've learned through meditation that I can overcome anything. I've learned through meditation that I can connect to a source, a universal source that is so loving and so beautiful and so wants me to succeed. I've learned that I don't have to be connected to a religion to feel this spiritual connection. Those who are, that's amazing. It has nothing to do with that. I would never, ever say you have to follow a particular path. I don't believe that. And if that's your belief, that's okay. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. It's okay what path we're on. But what I learned through my meditation practice is that I am connected to a source, to a power greater than myself. And it feels, when I connect and open my heart to it, gals, all I feel coming back is love. Total compassionate love. I've never felt judged, never felt punished for all of the shit that I did. All of the crap that I did in my life. Those of you who've been around a while, you know that I was a prostitute for 13 years before I became a college professor. So I did some stuff. And I've never felt judged. I've never felt condemned. I've never been punished. And I've never been kicked out because I wasted all those talents. Instead, I felt nothing but open arms and a loving acceptance of my desire to be all that I can possibly be during the time that's left for me on this planet. And now I get to the good part. What I've discovered is that this life is an adventure. When we stop numbing, stop running, stop hiding, we find out that there is an adventure waiting. There is emotional freedom waiting. The depression you feel, the anxiety you feel can be released, my dear. It can be released. I show women how to do this. I've learned how to do it. We can learn to calm the nervous system, release emotional wounds, and step into the rest of our lives in emotional freedom and joy, and truly experience life as an adventure, and no longer waste the precious, precious talents that have been given to us in the form of a body, a mind, and a heart full of love for your fellow humans and yourself. And all I want now, at this point in my sobriety, all I want is to bring as many of you as possible with me on this journey. That's what I'm doing now. That's why I quit my job as a college professor. That's why I show up here 5 days a week. That's why I do what I do, gals, why I do free events, why I send stuff out for you, why I build things for you, why I coach those of you who come in and take the step and become a client. I do it because I want you to experience this adventure. Every morning I wake up and that's all I'm doing. I'm living my life too, but my reason to be is to help as many of you as possible feel what it feels like to be free from the desire to numb and escape, free from emotions like depression and anxiety, and excited about life again. And I don't care how old you are. Your soul hasn't aged a day. Your emotions, your heart is not old. It has nothing to do with your age. So the question I have for you today is, are you ready to start your adventure of life? Are you ready for your adventure of life? If so, you're in the right place, my dear. You are in the right place. And here's how you can get even more help in this very moment. If you've been hiding your talents, your power, your truth, if you've been numbing, if you've been running away like I did, and you're ready to step into the next chapter, if you're ready to feel momentum again, join us for the 10 Days in May Sobriety Challenge. This is a free sobriety challenge where I'm going live every single day and I'm communicating and helping women in a WhatsApp group. It doesn't matter if you're late. You can catch up easily. I have all the replays in a YouTube playlist. I'll help you catch up. All you have to do is go to the show notes, tap the link, and that will let me know that you'd like to join us for the 10 Days in May Sobriety Challenge. And the nice thing about that is in 3 days, we are doing the final celebration masterclass on Saturday, May 24th. So you're certainly not too late for that. Whatever you choose, you're not alone. Your adventure is waiting, and I'm right here to guide you. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.